Hey everybody, hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome. Sorry we're a little late getting started. My goodness, some technical difficulties, and it's technical difficulties all over the map. I can't get over what is happening. It's got me a little bit flustered, to say the least. So I just have to get my StreamYard up and running as well. My luck, it's going to ask for, oh, of course, yeah. So, got the dark mode and a live stream for everybody on LinkedIn. This is what we have to do. Webinar and Q3 and Q4. Excellent. Okay. So we're up and running. This is terrific. Hope you're having, a great day. You know, the challenge that we have right now is making sure that the challenge that we have, there we go. Sorry about that, a little distracted. Ending Q3, going into Q4, which is the third quarter or the fourth quarter of the year. Just like we would look at a football game, like we'd look at any sporting event where we have innings and rounds and plays and all the rest of it. We break our year up like that, and you should as well. And if these topics and suggestions are new to you, then I hope you find it really interesting and very helpful, because as we look at the effect of seasonality, as we move forward selling automobiles into the latter portion of the third quarter of the year and then into the fourth quarter of the year, we've got to adjust our figures accordingly. And so this is the beauty of our manifesto. And this isn't a pitch, this isn't a sales presentation. I'm not suggesting for a second, this is the reason why you have to buy it. But what we do in the manifesto, in the 8th step, that third phase of sales performance, where we get into the metrics, the key performance indicators that are specific to you, automobile salespeople, is that by forecasting and predicting with some level of consistency, we reduce the stress and anxiety that we typically get in a commission environment job. It is wonderful to be able to go into work and do nothing, but on the other side of the equation, whether you're getting paid or not, to go into work and do absolutely nothing gets boring really fast, very quickly. And of course, that is not the reason why any of us went into automobile sales, was to sit around and do nothing. The purpose of us going into automobile sales was to help people make the decision that they want to make, being the second greatest financial decision that they make in their life, next to purchasing a house. And consequently, we get paid a great commission as a result of doing so. There's nothing better than that high of selling an automobile, getting that client to say yes, and then seeing them drive away as a happy, very, very exuberant client who is going to go out and become our advocate in the marketplace and spread our story. So the first step to having a look at how seasonality is going to affect our business moving forward, regardless of the political race that we're all going to be experiencing very shortly here in the United States, and of course what Canada might experience a year from now, watching the news for both countries, that there's going to be a number of distractions. Not to mention, now that we're back to school, now that everybody's schedule is getting back to normal, I hesitate with that, because that shouldn't be our normal, that chaotic life of being a parent and having children, or being a young adult and thinking about family planning, or just waiting for some level of normalcy after the holiday summer season has come to an end, and the reality of, okay, it's time to get back to work. That shouldn't be our normalcy, but it seems to be more and more all the time, doesn't it? So rather than fighting it, let's go in the direction with it. So what I find that a lot of automobile salespeople, the mistake that we make this time of the year, is that while traffic has been naturally flowing in, let's call it organic, it's not requiring a whole lot more effort on our behalf other than show up and be ready to present and follow up and bring those B-backs back, bring those trade-ins in. As we move forward into the latter portion of the third quarter, now we start to get some shoppers that are really looking for a fantastic deal. And that is because while we don't do a whole lot with new vehicle model announcement anymore, at the same time, We've got a lot of customers that do recognize that new model announcement is coming down the pipe, and that'll be the end of September. And at this point, dealers and us as salespeople are very anxious and motivated to turn the inventory that we currently have sitting on the ground. That just saves us from spending money on interest costs and cleanup costs and moving them around. And of course, if you get snow like we get snow where we are, then snow plowing around these vehicles in the wintertime is a nightmare. Not to mention, for the manufacturer's incentive, for them to help you clear down your lots and have the employee pricing events and ragtag days and checkered sales flag days and summer is over, or the Labor Day sale, or if your dealer's planning a private sale, the whole intention there is for us to reduce our inventory so that we will order more. And so customers know this. Maybe they have a friend that's in the industry and they ask, when is the best time to buy? I'm thinking about doing it, and should I wait till the end of the year? Should I wait till the Boxing Week sale? Should I wait till the year out clear out? Like, do dealers go through that? That friend, that relative, that associate, that automotive authority that they're talking to may suggest to them the best time to buy is really at the end of the summer for 3 reasons. Number one, you've got selections still left. You wait to the very end of the year to get the ideal 2024, or if you have any 2023s left on the lot, the chances of that ideal vehicle in the right color, the right features, the right trim level being available is slim to nil. On the other side of the equation, if you act now, if you can act now, the wonderful part is you get an opportunity to drive the vehicle, break the vehicle in before having to go through those winter driving months and the cold and the snow and the salt and everything else, the sand that is on the roadway that is eventually going to catch up with your vehicle anyway. And I'm talking from an automotive authority's perspective. If a friend, a relative, a neighbor, a coworker was asking me, hey, Bill, when's the best time to buy? I would say right now is the best time to buy. Not to mention that, as you well know about me, every shopper is a buyer, and anyone will trade their vehicle for newer, faster, shinier, the latest and greatest equipment if they knew how affordable it was. So I believe that every day is an excellent day to purchase an automobile. But maybe we've got to leverage scarcity and urgency a little bit more in our favor right now, because as our inventories start to wane and ebb and the flow of the 2025s start arriving more frequently with various manufacturers, I'm not saying your manufacturer is in that boat and everybody shares the same sentiment in that capacity, that they've got lots of inventory right at their fingertips flowing in on a regular basis. But for all of us, I really hope that the inventory shortage and the supply chain woes have been fully corrected, and now we have some level of predictable consistency in terms of flow and what we can expect for models and trim levels and options and colors and all the rest of it, everything that customers make the decision on. When we start to approach the end of Q3, like we're doing now, and the past model, the 2024s, 2023s, if you have any of those, start to disappear, we can't make those new anymore. And the manufacturer wants those programs to end. Now, from a leasing perspective, that is all the reverse. So if you've got clients that want to lease and are keen on leasing, I think having those 3 great options and only using the portion of the vehicle that you're going to drive, only paying tax on the portion of the vehicle you're going to drive, effectively not financing your trade-in and paying tax and financing the tax on the trade-in that you would find in conventional bank financing. Yes, I think leasing is an excellent way to go. With the 2025s, you can capitalize on, albeit not an interest rate, but they have a higher residual generally because they're early on in the model year, and that may help your client who's looking at a 2024 make the decision on a 2025, even though the interest rate is higher, when you compare the old payment versus the new payment. So you may do 2 brand new payments, as we have a worksheet for this, and you do your Benjamin Franklin sales presentation, putting the 2 payments together, and I'm calling the old payment a brand new 2024 and the new payment on a lease, a brand new 2025, can really help people at this junction, at this point of the year, make the decision easily when their thinking was, I need to wait until the manufacturer, all of us as dealers, are ready to really liquidate the inventory. And maybe they don't have to wait. When they do reach out to you and they give you the impression that they are shopping, they are in the third phase of transitioning up the stairs to get to the final point of saying, yes, I want to take delivery of it and I want to own the vehicle for the next 6, 7, 8 years. This is how you accomplish that, by sharing with them in a choice manner, a customer-focused approach where you're asking them to make decisions, makes them feel like they're in control. That is the difference that you can make compared to every other automobile, every other average ordinary automobile salesperson that is out there who's just coming up with this one choice. And the greatest concern, and consequently the fear that average ordinary automobile salespeople have, the mistake that they make as a result of what they have, is the fear of losing out on the deal. Just like the customer has that great fear of missing out on a better deal down the road. And this is what makes shoppers this time of the year so fickle. And this is consequently what makes our job so difficult, because as much as the holiday season has ended, it's back to school, the distractions are settling down, customers need an automobile to get them through the winter, and that could be part of their activity and lifestyle, or that their vehicle is approaching the end of warranty and they don't want to go through a winter with an unprotected payment, not having a warranty, or they have a leased vehicle and they're just coming back into leasing and it's maturing. That would be a 2021 vehicle. If you did leasing in 2021 and 2022, it creates that predictable consistency of a sales rate and a turnover. I call it the trade cycle, when the ideal time is for someone to trade in. Now is a wonderful time to do that. And when you spell it out like this for your clients, you map it out, you show them the trade cycle, you create a graphic and an image to go along with it, all of which we do in the closing aberration. And this is what makes it an aberration, what makes it a real change in terms of closing, is that we apply the math to closing and negotiation, as opposed to relying simply and solely on it's employee pricing, the program is ending, you got to get in now, you got to make the decision before it ends, because when it's gone, it's gone. And maybe some of our manufacturers did not renew that program this particular month. We heard rumors. I know for some manufacturers they were hoping that it would carry on. That is good and bad, especially this time of the year, because it can delay the inevitable. What you don't want to do is ever let your clients get to the point where they start considering their better case scenario. So there's a rule of 72 that I have, that whenever a customer reaches out to you, either on the phone or through email, or they walk right into the showroom, or for that matter, if you are approaching unintentional shoppers where you're leveraging your tactics to create repeat and referral and working your own network, let alone the service department leads, you can easily and quickly confuse a shopper by introducing choices that they may not have ever really considered. Always remember that stair-step process at the second step of research, when they really want to go with that particular model, by introducing another model that could be less expensive because you want to offer choices, can create confusion. At the same time, I want you to keep that in the back of your mind, because introducing the trim level down and the model down can accomplish a budget number that the customer would like to be at. So again, what we get this time of the year, because consumers have been so conditioned to our summer sell down, our year-end clear out, getting ready for the new models to arrive, we actually condition them to expect these fantastic deals to come along at this time of the year. So when you get a customer that says, is that your best price? Is that the lowest price that you can go? What they may be in fact telling you is, without saying that's too much, I didn't realize I would have to spend that much, they could be saying, my budget is a little bit less than that, not by a whole lot, but if there's something you can do to sharpen your pencil, to assuage the fear, the missing out on a better deal down the road, then what you can do is share with them that we can get to the price where you want to be. That's no trouble at all. However, the options you choose create the difference. And again, this is one of the worksheets that we'll happily share with you in the manifesto, step number 8 of the Mastering Negotiation exercise, where you take them through a mathematical worksheet. That's really quite simple to do. You're just writing down the features and the equipment and the trim level and demonstrating that in order for us to be at the payment that you would like to have, and this is what I'm hearing, that people are still experiencing sticker shock when they're coming in. Payments have doubled. For some have tripled. For others have even quadrupled. If somebody's driving a 10-year-old vehicle, we're talking about a 2014 or even a 2015 model where those automobiles were considerably less expensive than what we currently have now. Their payments may have jumped significantly. You can share with them that in order for them to remain in the truck, the car, the van, the SUV that they would like to have in the trim level that they desire to own and drive, that if we go to a trim level down or even a whole model down, I can solve what you're looking for, put you in a brand new vehicle with a totally protected payment of a manufacturer's warranty, or if it is a pre-owned, of a third party total coverage warranty. However, the options you choose create the difference. And the beauty of this tactic this time of the year is that you're giving the client choices. They want to know, what is the best way for me to purchase an automobile? Do I buy the year-old, going out of date, out of style, not as updated as the brand new one, at a subvented rate, a subvented interest rate, a huge discount? Or do I lean towards the new one, the little bit of a savings that I'll get on the previous year's one, not to mention demo or pre-owned, and do I just jump forward? At the end of the day, on a $70,000 truck, car, van, SUV, does a $5,000 difference, does a $5,000 discount really make the conscious decision for a client to go with the 2024, especially if there has been a body change and there's a trim level difference? I'm not sure. I don't really know. I went through it myself with a bicycle very recently. As you well know, I race and ride mountain bikes and absolutely love doing so. And I got thinking to myself, I need a newer bike. The newer one has more suspension travel than the old one. The new one has newer geometry than the old one. The newer has the different color. The newer one has different features. And so while I'm making the decision, do I just replace the bike with what I currently have? Or do I step right up to the newer one? And can I justify the difference between the two? Because the old one, albeit brand new, was a heck of a great deal. The new one, albeit all new, latest and greatest technology, shiny and a warranty, it was a little bit more by about 30% more. At the end of the day, I went with the new one. And the decision was really quite simple when I got thinking to myself, it's only 30% more. But for that 30%, the value that I get with the newer geometry, with the newer features, with the newer equipment, the different ride and style, and to boot, this is rarely talked about as well. When you go with the 2025, when you go to sell it or trade it in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years time, you've done a leapfrog in terms, I'm talking to a customer, I'm role playing with it. The customer's done a leapfrog into 2025 right now if you have 2025 sitting on the ground. And so this is the challenge that they are wrestling with. The pain that their old vehicle is not doing for them, and the pain of the commitments of 5, 6, 7, 8 years, the pain of a 4 and a 5 year lease where they will have to make a decision at the end of that time if they really love it, buy it and certify it and pay the taxes on it, but they never purchase the trade-in portion that we subtracted off when the lease in the very beginning. And that's how I can say only pay for the portion of the vehicle that you're going to use. Forget about the tax savings. Forget about those implications. Certainly if you have someone that is an entrepreneur, a business owner, a salesperson, anybody that needs to use their vehicle for work in whatever capacity that is, ideally paid based on some level of performance incentive, which is also known as commission. That's the quotation marks of commission. They can, at least in the U.S., expense, in most states that I'm aware of, expense 100% of that payment. In Canada, we can only do 30%, pardon me. So it doesn't really matter whether you finance it or at least you're capped at a certain level of expense accountability. But if you make that kind of money in terms of a customer, it doesn't hurt for you as a salesperson. Do what your card says. Being a consultant, sharing with them what is the best way for them to purchase the automobile. These may be the nuggets, the tidbits, the push that we need to get the client over the hurdle and for them to say, yeah, you know what, I want to go with it. This does make sense. I didn't realize that about my tax implications. I didn't even think about paying only for the portion of the vehicle that I'm going to use. I didn't think about stepping up to the 2025 for only that much of a difference. What I'm really looking for is a fantastic deal. The easiest way for you to overcome I'm looking for a fantastic deal is just ask them, what's wrong with this one? But if they're really looking for that discount, what they could be saying to you, and you've got to keep your ears open and actively listening and turning your body and facing them, squaring up your shoulders and really listening, not talking, nonsensible words and gestures and nodding your head. And the whole time your wheels are turning in your own mind, you're exploring the concept of, what are they telling me? That they just want a big discount on this particular vehicle, or it's not in the realm of possibility. It doesn't fit their budget with all the research that they have done. And quite frankly, when they go onto our websites of Build and Price, we don't necessarily always have the tax in there. You got to look for the little tiny checkbox to include taxes and fees. Not every single dealership's fee structure is the same as well. And so the manufacturers cannot include that. But if they can include at least the taxes and then present the payment, not including any accessories that may have been put on the vehicle. These are the surprises that customers get, and you really have to be keenly aware of that. Think of yourself as how you would purchase the vehicle if you just simply wanted a Blazer, Chevrolet Blazer, and the dealer had only one 2024, and it was a demonstrator, and the demonstrator had a few accessories on it. And those accessories are ones that we cannot take off. Maybe it's a light bar. Maybe it is tube running boards. Maybe they're floor mats, all-weather floor mats, and the good ones, the WeatherTech ones kind of thing, or the Tux weather mat, floor mats. And we really don't want to take them out of the vehicle because they fit and they've kind of worn in. When quite frankly, the customer doesn't want you to take them out either. When they say, why is there an excessive price over and above what I'm seeing online? Because we need to justify those accessories. This makes it desirable. This is the one that they would like to go with. And of course, if it isn't, then maybe we explore the 2025 model. And because the one that we're currently selling them that they could be interested in but has the accessories that they're trying to negotiate with us to get for free, we just suggest go to the 2025 without those accessories, and your payment only goes up by a little bit, but you're getting a jump on. My point is, you create these choices and you just tell the customer, if you won one of these in a contest, money aside, money doesn't even count in the equation. If you won it in a contest, which one would you take? And when they put their finger on that one, that's the one that you sell. So this time of the year, be very cautious. Going into Q4, when we have more limited inventory of 2024s, expect to see our manufacturers start advertising the 2024s at great interest rates and discounts. Always keeping in mind that's very limited inventory. It's a very safe bet at their end to advertise and promote those and create awareness, as well as create an irresistible offer to drive traffic, all of which you've got to say to them, I'm very sorry, we don't have that particular model in, or I can't even get it, as they start to become very, very lean and desirable in the marketplace. And don't expect dealers to dealer trade unless you have one to give back. But be ready for that. be ready to take them forward into the new model of the 2025 and show them all the reasons why they shouldn't go with the 2024 moving forward into the 2025. If you have a selection of both right now, then it's the best of both worlds. As that starts to deplete, you've got to have a presentation all ready to go why moving forward to the 2025 is a way better decision than going with the 2024 or 2023. And by the way, the reason that I did purchase the 2025 bicycle over the 2024 and I was all set to go with the 2024 is that my bike store reminded me of this very time of the year because I was going in on the same premise. I was thinking, you know what, maybe I'll get a year-end discount. Maybe I'll get a demo. There would be a super deal on a demo. And there was a demo, and there were brand new models available, and I tried the demo, and the demo was presented at a very attractive price. And then I got thinking, well, it doesn't have this, and I'm gonna have to change tires because that's me. I want nice, fresh, new bicycle tires, especially riding off-road. I want to be able to steer and stop very, very effectively, not to mention accelerate accordingly and have good traction. And then maybe the suspension would have to be rebuilt because somebody else rode it all season long, and so the oil at least has to be changed, and the oil seals have to be recharged with a little bit of oil on them. And of course, if you're doing it yourself, it's just your own time, which time is money. If I'm sending it into the bike stop because I just don't have time to do it, then it's going to cost me something. And so when you look at the brand new one and factoring in all those other steps, not to mention just wear and tear generally on the bike and the suspension components, just the linkage components and the regular bearings, is the new one really that much more expensive than the old one? And at the end of the day, that's how I made my decision. So I hope you found that a little bit colorful and not just talking about cars and how we, ram people into deals and keep hammering at them with our commission breath, telling them how great it is. When you can see your customer getting what they want, when you can see your customer getting what they want, you will be able to see yourself getting what you want. You want to see taillights driving down the road. You want to see the phone ringing off the hook. You want to see your email service provider lighting up with leads all the time. You want to see people walking into the showroom. When you keep putting cars over the curb, 10, 20, or 30 units per month with predictable consistency, your flywheel will be spinning. You'll be attracting customers with our client attraction strategy, the manifesto, our one system of 3 phases and 9 steps. That's only 3 steps per phase. It's absolutely magnificent, straightforward and easy to do. You will capitalize and be able to sell 10, 20, or 30 vehicles per month every single day, every single month, regardless of economy, brand, or region, because it's a system. We have a system. We've pioneered it. This is what I'm talking about, how you bring these clients in, how you offer them choices so they feel like they're in control. And closing is the mere act of press hard on all 3 copies, all the carbon copies of the bill of sale. Press really hard when signing your name. It is that simple. Closing isn't actually a physical thing that we can do. Closing happens when the customer says, I'll take it. And then we finalize the paperwork and all the rest of it. Negotiation happens a little bit before that. And we need to be ready when they say, is that the very best you can do? We're shopping 3 places. I really want your lowest price. I'm shopping around for the latest and greatest best deal at the end of the year, at the end of the season, at the end of the summer, just before you guys start to get all your new models for next year in. I'm looking for that latest and greatest deal. You need to be prepared and ready for that client because they're looking for that. That has been absent for us for a long time, at least since the inventory shortage and the supply chain woes, and now we're starting to get back to normal with a regular flow of inventory. If you've got regular inventory, then you want to show them how advantageous they can take advantage of it right now. And if that's only a 1, 2, 3% discount, and you don't think that is very much, always remember it's not your money. Present the offer. Present it in an irresistible capacity where they would be foolish not to take advantage of it, and then wait for them to say, I'll take it. Or show them the next one. My name is Bill Harvey with the Auto Sales Academy. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been wonderful, magnificent. For those of you on LinkedIn at the Auto Dealership Academy, welcome. For those of you on Facebook, the Auto Sales Academy, Thank you. Have a great day. And as always, let's share the wealth. So if you know anybody else that could benefit by these videos, shoot the link over to them. Tell them to join us on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock. Now that the summer holidays are off and out of the way and we're right back to a regular schedule, this will happen all the way through, right around till next summer, 2025. I can't believe I'm saying that. As we count down to Christmas as well, the true year-end clear out. We'll talk about these tactics and many others to help you sell 10, 20, and 30 vehicles per month. Here's the best part. With predictable consistency. No trainer in the automotive space talks about predictable consistency. That should be your goal all the time. Again, thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day. Talk to you real soon. Bye-bye for now.